Welcome and welcome back to the Honey Sea Star Tarot, and welcome to the week of September 8th through the 12th. Spoiler alert, I'm excited. It's my birthday week. This is a week, though, I hope you guys had a wonderful lunar eclipse, full moon in Pisces, because coming out of that energy on the 8th here, as I'm recording this week, astrologically, energetically speaking, is all a week of major decisions. There is spotlights being shown, clarity, and more important, completions that usher in new beginnings, and more importantly, make the space needed, the room needed for your new beginnings, especially as we walk into this next year of 2026, our big reset year, the year of 10. Before I get started though, I just wanted to also say thank you guys to each and every one of you for all the ways that you lift this channel up, support me, my family, each other, all of your likes, shares, subscribes, hypes, I'm learning, and most importantly, your comments, because truly each one of you make a difference. You make me melt, and I love you back. So getting into this week here right away. The moon, after our lunar eclipse and our full moon here in Pisces, is going to be moving over into Aries. And so it's all about action, especially when it comes to our emotions. And it's an exciting day, I tell you what. So this Aries moon is going to be conjunct with Saturn and Neptune. Remember, Saturn is in Pisces in our 7th house. That's our partnerships, commitments, right? Neptune is in Aries, action, initiation in our 8th house of transformation. And the moon is also sextile with Uranus, which is in Gemini in our 10th house of career, fame, reputation, honors, achievements, and sextile with Pluto in Aquarius in our 6th house, which is basically our home, our sign of work, being a sign of service here. So this is actually pretty astronomically important and very energized, with all of these planets working together, with all the outer planets working together, with the moon in emotional action and initiation. And mind you, they are all retrograde at this point as well. This is a day focused on major relationship decisions, professional adjustments, and it's also got some powerful emotional undercurrents tapped in with it. So the moon in Aries is a very decisive energy. This is where when we're working with all 4 of the outer planets like this in retrograde, it creates a mix of intense reflection, bold action, and my favorite part, spiritual clarity and enlightenment. We're tapped into Venus in our 12th house. And as the moon shifts out of Pisces after this full moon lunar eclipse on the 7th that we just had and moves into Aries, it signals the end of one cycle and ushers in the courageous beginning of a new one. And if that resonates with you, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because you're going after your justice. This is renewal. This is rebirth. And you're also making judgment calls, but it's through awakenings. It's through epiphanies and spiritual alignment with realization. This is also coming to a discernment of absolution, right? You know where you're going. You know what you want. And you're not necessarily on a teeter-totter anymore. You're moving fully into your transition with exaltation. And it also has a lot to do with forgiveness, right? Remember, forgiveness isn't about forgiving others. It's about calling your power back and releasing the power that you've given away and let the traumas basically bind you to. And like I say, if that resonates, by all means, share your thoughts in the comments below, because this is the time, especially with that lunar eclipse, with all that release, where Pluto is working overtime, especially with Uranus. And remember, that sextile, those are cooperative energies. It has a lot to do with work, where you invest your time, your money, your energy into. And more importantly, how you balance your work-life balance, your daily routines, how you take care of yourself as well as take care of others, especially with being a sign of service. So, like I say, this is a big week about making major decisions that allow you to really walk into your new beginning with courage. And with Saturn and Moon's conjunction, there's a serious tone that is being brought out. And also, too, it's bringing out necessary conversations and reality checks that need to be said, that need to be revisited, especially ones that have been at a crossroads. There may be reoccurring patterns that you notice from past relationships that are still being carried forward. This is where you're highlighting that aspect, and it gives you an opportunity to truly check in on the lessons and with the lessons that you've learned when it comes to boundaries, long-term potential, balance, and compassion. And Neptune's coming into the mix here as well with that conjunction too. So with Neptune and the Moon, these two are also helping you with confronting some very deep-seated fears around trust and around vulnerability. And they're asking you to release the illusions, gain spiritual clarity in your most intimate and emotional bonds. Right away with the Page of Pentacles, this is where it's like all the lessons you've learned. Because keep in mind, this is the week of our 9-9 portal in the year of 9. It's a portal within a portal within a portal. All the skills, the lessons you've learned in the last 9 years, in the last 9 months, you're putting them to the test, basically. You're integrating them, especially when it comes with Saturn's play into this. This is about basically good news coming in about money, career, education, home. You're taking inspired action, but it's opportunities. So where you may have hesitated or strayed away from new opportunities or been afraid to take new opportunities in relationships when it comes to business, familial partnerships, bonds for the long term, and your commitments, your contracts that you're truly signing. This is the time where you're looking at them diligently, you're utilizing your discernment, you're completing out those old cycles with what no longer has served you because you've already learned that lesson, and you're charging towards that North Node. And remember, this last week, the North Node was not only trine with Jupiter, but it also happened to be conjunct with the full moon lunar eclipse. This is gorgeous energy, and so right away it's like you've got the power of the mind grounded in your spiritual reality, especially this Virgo season, holding the sacred and the ordinary of what truly values and matters most to you. And you're taking action on what values most, on what matters most. And it has a lot to do with your material success, your material securities, money, material wealth, prosperity, and with Uranus in the mix, your career. This is also about spiritual enlightenment, right? Especially with that 9-9 portal in mind. The crown chakra basically is allowing yourself to truly complete out old cycles, to once again defragment your soul, your energy in a lot of ways, to become whole and hold yourself as whole in all parts of yourself so that you can walk into the Fool's journey, step into the Fool's shoes, and live a more inspired life in each and every day, in each and every moment. And that's what Pluto is really bringing into the mix with this as well. Because remember, the moon is also going to be sextile with Pluto. Pluto in Aquarius is in our 6th house, I should say, is like channeling that inner spiritual warrior in each and every one of us. He's helping us with truly defining what success means to us, how we incorporate that success in each and every moment, in all of our day, like in every single day in our lives. And it's beautiful spiritual clarity. So with both of these two, with Uranus and with Pluto, especially in the mix here as well with these sextiles, this especially on the 8th, especially after this lunar full moon eclipse, this is where, as you confront deep-seated fears around trust and vulnerability, they are both asking you, offering you a new window to experiment today with the new skills that you've been learning. And with these new trials, you'll be given enlightenment on powerful future moves when it comes to your career. And Pluto basically is working together with Uranus to create some powerful revelations that are going to be fueling changes to help you improve your long-term well-being, especially when it comes to work-life balance, daily routines, habits, working smarter, not harder, and 2, with really evaluating how you measure your success. Now with the 8 of Swords here coming out 50-50, let's talk about this, because on the upright, it's basically those fears that keep you mentally imprisoned, right? The feeling of captivity, bound, stuck, constrained, powerless over your decisions or your current situation. This is victim mentality that leads to basically a self-imprisonment. Can also as well be external forces as well that have left you to feel ostracized in a lot of ways as well. On the downswing, though, this is an awakening to the idea and the epiphany that your inner world is truly reflected as a mirror in your outer world. And so to release those constraints, to break free from the bondage and liberate yourself, is to achieve that freedom. And also, too, to claim your justice if you've been seeing and experiencing injustice in the past. Now, with the 8 as well, this is about your stability. It has a lot to do with your prosperity, your justice, your personal power, and calling back your power, like I was saying before, from all the traumas, trials, tribulations that you've had to endure, and truly recognize them as that they are lessons to help you truly embody and embrace. Remember just how powerful you truly are, especially when it comes to claiming your harvest and claiming your success, and following your intuition, your soul's calling when it comes to your purpose in life and what you do and what truly fills your bucket. And you've got Jupiter's blessing here. Like I say, this is embracing the dualities of all parts of yourself. Because remember, Virgo, we've got the South Node in Virgo, we've got the Sun in Virgo, we've got Mercury in Virgo right now. This is a balance of those dualities of all the higher expressions of our Virgo analytical powers, organizing chaos, practical planning, right? And then also acknowledging and loving all of the lower expressions, but also seeing them for what they are. So when you find yourself really expecting or falling into a place of stagnancy due to expecting perfectionism, and also too, defining perfectionism as the need to be flawless, this is about releasing that and instead jumping in, getting messy, learning along the way, because you've got everything in you with those higher expressions to adapt, to flow, to witness, to learn, and to embody all the practical planning that you need to let yourself flow rather than be stagnant. Also, too, same thing with being overly critical of yourself, letting that fear, that anxiety of failure in a lot of ways, too, hold you back from actually taking one step forward, taking that leap forward to what's truly meant for you and what you're truly made to do. This is instead flying higher than those earthly callings, than those lower expressions, and allowing yourself to truly usher in your abundance, your opportunities, your blessings, your luck, especially with Jupiter being in Cancer, exalted in Cancer right now, in your 11th house. That's hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term aspirations, but also community, support systems, humanitarian efforts, how you contribute. And this is where we're starting the week. If you've got goosebumps like I do, by all means, and your ear is ringing, put a heart in the comments below, like, share, subscribe, because truly each and every one of you are what make a difference in making this channel a success. And most importantly, getting these messages out to the Virgos that truly need them and need to hear them at this time. And this, I truly tell you what, is all before our 999 portal, which I am so excited for. So the 99 portal is the Hermit's Gate portal. This is our portal, right? Let's get real. And it happens to be in the year of 9. So that's why we have a 999 portal. It's truly a portal within a portal within a portal. And it marks a powerful day for completions that are much needed and to make room for the new beginnings. It's packed with amplification in your manifestations. And they all come into play with the integrations of the lessons that you've learned over the last 9 years and over the last 9 months. It allows you to release all the fears and doubts that have been holding you back from your highest purpose. And most importantly, it ushers in and aligns clarity, wisdom, reflection. This is a day to gain deeper understanding, and stay tuned because I'm going to do a separate read looking at all the ways that you can utilize this energy. Affirmations as well. I'll be putting together a meditation video with affirmations to help you really channel this energy. And like I say, we'll walk through how to work with it because this is powerful for Virgos in so many great ways. This is powerful for everyone, especially walking into the big 10 year of 2026, our great reset. So this is the time truly to embrace the wisdom of solitude, and prepare for new cycles, especially as we welcome our great reset. So this portal is your spiritual rebirth in so many ways. So focus on the fresh start that you truly want to create in your life. Embrace your analytical skills for clear communication. Focus on your service and how you can be of service, not for service, right? And call in Mercury's energy that's in Virgo, standing in Virgo, Sun's energy that's standing in Virgo. That's downloads from Soul's temple, and they're all relating and positioned in your first house. That's your identity, right? How you show up to the world, how you care for yourself, how you care for and go after your long-term goals, your long-term aspirations, how you manifest abundance into your life. This time as well, the moon is going to be still in Aries, so this is also going to be trine. The moon in Aries, initiation, action, is going to be trine with Venus. And remember, if you haven't seen the video, check it out because it goes into depth. But Venus is in Leo. Venus is also in your 12th house of spirituality. This is Lionheart's energy. So our 12th house is your divine connection, your hidden talents, hidden strengths, psychic abilities. Also, too, your discernment when it comes to seeing hidden enemies, seeing things as they are, and getting into that creative flow, tapping into that collective consciousness, right? That greater wisdom. The moon being trine with Venus during this 999 portal is so crazy awesome. This is going to be intensifying your personal transformation and your spiritual release in such a big way. And it's bringing harmony, ease, with following your true heart's desires without overthinking them. So get ready for this day. Get prepared. Get your affirmations ready. Meditate, especially utilize your pranayama, your breathing, igniting your brain-heart frequency, especially with Soul's temple being aligned, especially with Mercury being aligned. So right away as well, this is going to be releasing disappointment, disillusionment with the Eight of Cups, taking action, abandoning what's holding you back, and walking forward towards change, towards your soul-searching journey, higher meaning, wisdom with Saturn. Because remember, Saturn, right now, especially when it comes to commitments in our 7th house, our partnerships, holding our standards high is truly helping us with discernment and wisdom and utilizing that when it comes to formulating our dreams with that Piscean energy. And it's long lasting. It leads to your stability. It leads to your harvest in such a great way in new beginnings. And with the Knight of Wands, this is about charging toward them with enthusiasm, with your creativity, with being dynamic, in balancing all the expressions that Virgo's energy has to offer, right? It's taking inspired action, especially when it comes to your career. This is being highly motivated, knowing what you're charging towards and taking the swift action that's necessary, but also thriving on challenge, even if it's a competitive environment. This is igniting that divine light within you with that Leo energy, right? And leading with compassion, with that Cancer energy. And it's igniting your solar plexus. So if you've been experiencing any blockages with your solar plexus, remember, that's about knowing that you are enough. You always have been. You've got this. You're capable. You're strong. You've got everything in you that you need to obtain the abundance in your life that you crave, that you dreamed of, that you yearn for. And this 999 portal is all about your new beginnings with the Ace of Pentacles. This is prosperity. This is writing success into your new chapter, into your life, achievement, contentment. And it's also prosperity when it comes to health, wealth, security. This is where you're highly favored in such a big way, and you're meeting the challenges that you've faced, all the lessons that you've learned and have faced in the last 9-year cycle. This is the time to truly go after and pour your heart into your heart's desires without overthinking them. Because again, it's like we've got this mirrored again. We've got Gemini's energy, we've got Taurian energy, and we also have Aries energy. So this is like dualities, embracing and adapting with grace and flow, especially when it's concerning your security, your comforts, your family, your home life, and truly taking action when it comes to your prosperity, your new beginning, rooted on a solid foundation with that root chakra through new ideas, embracing your potential in every bit of it, especially when it comes to that 12th house ignition with ignition? Is that a word? You can judge me. I don't know. Maybe I'm making a word up here. But especially with igniting your 12th house, with Venus being trine with the moon right now. This is the time where it's all about your foundation for the long haul, for long-lasting new chapters. And on the 10th, I just want to tell you, this is going to awaken you. And I'll do a separate read on this, but I want to make it more intuitive and tap into your energies, because the moon is moving into Taurus. It will also be standing in our 9th house. I know, numerologically speaking, this week is so crazy amazing when it comes to completions and new beginnings, clarity, major decisions, spotlighting change in a beautiful way. So with the moon moving into Taurus in our 9th house, the moon's going to be squaring off with Pluto in Aquarius in our 6th house. And remember, that's our inner spiritual warrior, redefining how we perceive success, how we define success. So with the moon in your 9th house, this is your house of expansion, higher beliefs, long distance travel even. A lot of you could be changing directions. It's going to bring emotional security with stable grounding in such a prolific way. But with the square with Pluto in your 6th house of work, daily routines, lifestyle, your spiritual warriorship in this life and how you charge towards your dreams, right? How you lead as a spiritual healer, spiritual teacher in what you do with work. How you balance your work-life balance, or your work-life routines, responsibilities. How you really treat your body as a temple. You may feel emotional power struggles at work that challenge your core beliefs and that may also challenge your stability. This challenge will lead to an accelerated or intense overhaul of your work or daily habits. So I want to do a separate read for you guys on this, so stay tuned. But this is where, with the 7 of Wands, it's important to confront any suppressed emotions that relate to your work life or your health, and embrace the change with the mindset and the approach on by making one small beneficial change at a time truly brings you towards your abundance. Avoid making power plays or avoid getting into power plays, because they will put you in a defensive place when you're facing that opposition. Now is the time to stand with your tenacity, to bravely face and stand your ground, because you're in a favorable position, believe it or not, even though these power plays may make or challenge you to feel that way. It could be with colleagues, could be with authority figures, could be with yourself and how you're balancing. And I'm sorry if you heard that, I'm melting right now. So my champion is up on the couch taking his siesta, and he's a little bit of a snorer, but his snore confirms it. Maybe with yourself in a lot of ways, with truly knowing that you are enough, that you've got this. And especially with that solar plexus, remember, that's allowing yourself to truly walk forward in your life, in your work, in your career, your development, your soul's calling, as inspiration in action, and also allowing yourself to be that playful child in a loving, playful universe. It's wearing your heart as light as a feather and not being bogged down by the challenges, the struggles, the power plays, or the imbalance, right? The demand that you're feeling versus truly taking care of yourself. And instead embracing that fire with the tenacity that currently is with Mars. And remember, Mars is with Libra in our 2nd house. That's balancing, truly recognizing your worth, that you are your biggest asset. That comes with money, income, salary, stability, harmony when it comes to your partnerships as well, and who you choose to work with. This is going to be very spiritual as well. And also, too, this kind of highlights its personal challenge. It's another lesson, basically, of new levels. I hate to say it, new levels, new devils, but kind of in a lot of ways. As you ascend, you're on to the next lesson, right? This is embracing that hidden wisdom, but standing in your spirituality with faith. So if your faith is being questioned during this time, if your higher expansion, your core beliefs are causing you to truly be questioned when it comes to your stability, your emotional security, remember, you've got this. Stay centered, stay grounded, because the outer world is truly going to be a mirror and reflection of those insecurities of the inner self. So just remember, the power is within you. As you center and balance the internal world, you hold steady your outer forces or external forces that will challenge you with this square. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below. Share your thoughts, because as we walk in to the 11th, the moon in Taurus, again, 9th house, expansion, higher beliefs, this is beautiful, is going to be trine with Mercury. And remember, Mercury is in our first house, in Virgo. The moon's also going to be sextile with Jupiter in Cancer in our 11th house of hopes, wishes, dreams, long-term aspirations. And to top that off, the sun, which again, in Virgo, first house, is going to be trine with the moon. This is all about your identity, higher beliefs, expansion, how you show up in the world, how you go after your long-term goals. This alignment with the trines and the sextile with Jupiter, which remember, that's your hopes, your wishes. Jupiter is blessings, optimism, luck, opportunity. This is a highly favorable alignment, and it's creating a harmony between your personal drive, your emotional needs, and your long-term aspirations. And if that resonates, by all means, like I say, share what you're going through in the comments below. Like, share, subscribe, or like and hype, because truly, I tell you what, thank you guys to all your hypes. I've been learning more, and as I learn more, truly, with each hype, with all the points that you guys give this channel, give me as these readings resonate with you, it's a way that allows you to truly help me. It's very reciprocal, because YouTube essentially ends up valuing these messages more, not only with the algorithm with getting them out more and showing them to more Virgos that need to hear them, but it also increases the pay rate for the click-through rate for me. So essentially it's like giving me a pay raise every time you hype this, like every time you hype a video. So thank you guys to everybody that have discovered that. Thank you, Lorena, as well, for pointing it out to me and teaching me along the way. All you guys for teaching me along the way. But truly, all your hypes truly make a difference with supporting me, supporting this channel, supporting my family. And I just want to say thank you guys, because truly it's a gorgeous thing. I'm liking it so far. So like and hype if this resonates. But this, getting back to the 11th, this is a highly favorable alignment for us Virgos. And like I say, it's all about your personal drive, your emotional needs, and aligning everything to your long-term aspirations. And it's empowering us to effectively communicate, to express our emotions with warmth, with logical precision, in such a beautiful way, as well as getting the downloads. Remember, the moon, Taurus, that's emotional regulation with our security, home life, family life, creature comforts in a lot of ways as well. So it's got finances tied to it. It's got stability tied to it. Mercury is our downloads from our VIP access with Soul's Temple in Virgo in our first house. This is directly impacting how you show up for yourself, for the world, for your long-term goals. And it's all aligning to help you make long-lasting progress. With Jupiter, oh my goodness, I've got goosebumps. I can't help it. Sorry I stopped there, but I just got the biggest ear ringing possible. I just can't even tell you. So this is a day where all of these supportive allies, and in your outer world, your connections, your social network, your family, your friendships, your community, all of your supportive allies are coming in, and they're being made at this time as well. You're making new connections. You'll be well equipped during this day, during this week, to obtain your hopes and turn your dreams into your reality. I can't help it, I've got goosebumps, but this is like standing your ground, fighting for what's yours, fighting for your goals, persevering through any opposition, defending what needs to be defended. And I've got goosebumps like so much right now, I can't help it, but it's overcoming any mental hardship that you needed to heal from. It's letting go and calling your power back in such a prolific way. Not only are you doing the work, going through the recovery, healing that you need when it comes to all the releases that we've been working towards in this beginning of the month of Virgo season, through this lunar eclipse, the full moon in Pisces, but it's claiming your just deserves with justice. And remember, it's moving to a place of mastery with 11 as well. This is the truth and standing in your truth. If you've been fighting as well against legal issues, especially with Pisces in our 7th house, that's contracts, commitments, right? This works in your favor, and it's fair. It's standing up for and calling out what's fair, especially when it comes to making lasting progress, conveying your emotions with warmth and logical precision. But it's empowering you, and you've got the support here when it comes to turning your dreams into reality. So there's opportunities on the 11th, mark your calendar, that are coming towards you from the connections that you have and that you make on this day in your community, in your friendships, partnerships, family, your social networks, having to do with humanitarian efforts. And it's helping you expand your wealth, your security, and they'll be driven by the new experiences, new events, new atmospheres, and new environments that you basically encounter on this day as well. So now is the time really truly to get out there, to network, to communicate, to connect with people, try new things, go to new places. There's opportunities here for you. And like I say, all of them are expanding you with wealth, security. If there's new relationships, even old relationships, especially with all these 4 outer planets being in retrograde, right? It's got a lot of ties to the past as well. If there's been past relationships that have reconnected with you, realigned with you, and remember, utilize your discernment. Some of them are to teach you boundaries. Some of them are to allow for closure. Others are to allow for new beginnings. And even with those closures, it allows you to release, call back that power so that you can take new, fresh energy into the new connections that you make. All of this is coming towards you on the 11th in such a prolific way, in such a powerful way. So today is truly the day on the 11th to take action on the new that comes your way in this day. It's going to bring emotional healing, especially if you've been overwhelmed, especially if you've been feeling stress. Let others support you during this time. If you've been feeling drained, burned out, anxiety, feeling the fear as well, remember, now is the time to release those energies, those negative placements that have led towards stagnancy, so that you can make space, make room for the new. And I'm so excited. So on the 12th, as we walk into this weekend and into Mercury Cazimi, so stay tuned because Mercury Cazimi is on the 13th. I'm going to be doing a separate reading. It's in Virgo. It's in our first house. Spoiler alert, just saying. But it also has a lot to do with VIP downloads with the sun and our South Node in Virgo. So stay tuned. But before we get there, on my birthday on the 12th, and happy birthday to all of you guys as well if you've got birthdays this week too. But Mercury in Virgo in our first house and the sun in Virgo in our first house will be sextile with Jupiter. All of this optimism around yourself, your long-term goals, your aspirations. The moon is also going to be in Gemini. And remember, Mercury rules both Virgo and Gemini. This is Mercury energy. You're going to feel this in such a beautiful way. So the moon in Gemini will also be sextile. And remember, Gemini, the moon, is going to be moving from our 9th house during this time over into our 10th house. Career, fame, reputation, honors, achievements, right? if you've got goosebumps, put a heart in the comments below. I'm just saying it has a lot to do with you, your long-term goals, and it's all tied to your soul's calling in such a beautiful way. Especially with that 999 portal, your higher soul's calling, soul's purpose, reaching back to the ground, providing stability with your career, with your finances, with your stability, with home, family life, balance, with work-life balance, your soul's temple. It's gorgeous. So the moon in Gemini will also be sextile on the 12th with Saturn, which remember again is in Pisces in our 7th house of partnerships, will be sextile with Neptune in Aries in our 8th house of transformation. And the moon will also be trine with Pluto with, in Aquarius, 6th house of work, and conjunct with Uranus in Gemini in our 10th house. So we've got all of these planets cooperating together. And remember, Uranus is amplifying this energy when it comes to your work life, your career. The trine with Pluto is bringing harmony with balancing that inner spiritual warrior, how you define success, how you achieve your work-life balance. This is gorgeous. And remember, Saturn is our planet of karma. And Neptune is our planet of dreams, of vision. This is gorgeous. So this is a beautiful blend of energy and it's right before, like I say, Mercury's cazimi in Virgo. So stay tuned. But this is where there is such harmony in the air, in the energy, in the atmosphere, that there's a blend of practical manifestation, especially when it comes to Uranus's conjunction. So Uranus basically with the 10th house, with the conjunction with Mercury, and remember that's communication, that's innovation, that's breakthroughs. This is bringing fresh, unconventional ideas, groundbreaking changes when it comes to your career that are marked by opportunities and expansion, particularly when it has to do with your community, your creative collaborations, new partnerships that bring meaningful stability, and they're led with compassion. They're led through compassion. This is heart leadership, heart-brain harmony in such a beautiful way, and it's heart-brain coherence in a lot of ways as well. So, like I say, this is the week to manifest major decisions with clarity. There's a spotlight being shown with discernment, and it's bringing out much-needed completions that make room for your new beginnings. Gorgeous, gorgeous energy. And I will say, you're going to be finding balance, harmony, prioritizing, especially when it comes to multitasking and time management. If you've been burning the candle at both ends, right? This is where it's like you're putting energy towards the thoughts and actions and emotions with your manifestations that truly provide positive outcomes, blessings, as opposed to being led to ruminate on the negativity, on stagnation, on opposition or challenges. So it's like you got your mind and your heart aligned in the perfect place and in the right place to invoke change. And it's with leadership that is with compassion. And with the moon and Neptune in this mix as well, your intuition is leading the way. So now is the time to truly open your third eye. Awaken and align your chakras, because with this aspect between the moon and Neptune, and remember, Neptune's in Aries, in our 8th house of transformation. While he's in this position in retrograde, Neptune basically is all this transformation, I should say, is realigning you to your most authentic self, and most importantly, to your most authentic dream life, bringing it into reality, into the here and now. So if you have, like I say, especially with the power plays with that square with the Taurian moon on the 10th and Pluto, if you're having any difficulties with being pulled in many directions, lighting the candle at both ends, right? Difficulty focusing on the task at hand. Also too struggling with a lack of skill, head fog, low ambition, or even too bad quality or feeling especially with that lower expression of Virgo and our South Node, or our South Node and Virgo node, I meant. It's truly releasing the need that perfectionism means flawlessness. Now is the time to release that type of perspective. And Neptune is all about holding those perspectives. Oh my gosh. Oh gosh. Oh gosh. Okay. I just love these. We'll get into this because the bottom of the deck was calling me and it kept calling me. But this is the time, truly. Roll up those sleeves and get messy. Don't be afraid to refine along the way, because learning is the lesson of life, right? That's the adventure of it. You don't have to do things perfect. You don't have to do things, I should say, back that up. You don't have to do things flawlessly to execute them. What perfection truly means, just to offer a different perspective, is the execution, the results obtained from execution, and not being afraid to refine things along the way. So with Neptune in this mix, follow your intuition. There's going to be some awakened sudden insights that will truly come to you, especially with Mercury and the Sun being sextile with Jupiter. Because remember, it's all tied to downloads that lead you towards your long-term goals, your long-term aspirations with luck, blessings, optimism. So with Neptune in the mix in this, these sudden insights create long-lasting stability. They open the door for that karmic justice that the sextile with Saturn is also offering us as well. So during this time, the Sun in your first house as well and Mercury are offering you some extreme clarity. So now is the time truly to listen to your third eye, listen to your gut, listen to the downloads that you're receiving during this time, because you're being seen for your unique perspective, for how you plan, how you organize, especially when it comes to juggling multiple responsibilities, how you brainstorm and collaborate, cooperate with others, and most importantly, how you lead yourself and others towards your long-term goals, towards your long-term aspirations. And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, share your thoughts, because this is where it's going to lead you towards your prosperity with the Nine of Coins. This is your freedom, your financial success. It's reaching your goals. It's really tying in to your soul tribe, your soul family. And with the Moon and Uranus in the mix as well, this is bringing sudden shifts. I'll say that again. It's bringing sudden shifts with your career, with how you're being seen in your leadership, in your place of leadership as well as a spiritual teacher, spiritual healer. This is also too where with Pluto in the mix, Pluto is spotlighting things in such a beautiful way. And Pluto's spotlight is building and adding sustainability to all of your alignment and your rhythm, so that your bucket is not drained, but instead it's replenished with each and every action. And remember, with this 999 portal, the biggest energy about it, especially when things are at a crossroads, is that it's by taking action, one action, each and every day, it will lead you to your new beginnings. This is where you're leaving something behind. You're escaping what's held you back. You're standing in your strength and you're moving in the right direction. Could require physical travel as well, but it really requires and will lead towards transformation with the 13 as well. This is standing in your divine femininity. It's the end of the old, out with the old, beginning and start of the new through a rebirth transformation, and it leads towards your new beginnings in such a beautiful way where the world is your oyster. This is 21 reducing to a 3. So that's synergy, right? The universe is working in your favor. It's aligning for you. Double confirmation on travel. So like I said before, a lot of you could be changing directions. Don't be surprised. Now is the time to flow. Your rewards are waiting for you. And it comes through the completions that really come through and usher in the new beginning on that 999 portal this week. Your dreams, especially when it comes to your career, are taking flight. And it's with all of this Virgo energy, again with the nines. This is standing in what you do best, doing what you do best, sharing the gifts that you were made to share with the world, and illuminating you for the world to see in such a beautiful way, either through consultation. A lot of you could be sharing your wisdom, consultation, or even experiences, and that leads towards your success. But your story, you know, the biggest gift that we can give each other, especially in this world, is sharing knowledge That's how we build successful successional plans through generations, right? By not making younger generations reinvent the wheel and learn from scratch, but instead allow them to learn from our mistakes, from the lessons we've learned, and also too from the breakthroughs we've achieved, what we've done right, and celebrate those along the way to lift them up and set them up for success, right? And if that resonates, by all means, put a heart in the comments below, because this is where you're truly standing in a place of leadership when it comes to manifesting your goals. Now is the time to leverage the skills, the knowledge, the wisdom that you and you alone have to offer the world, your community, your life. This is where, by standing in your authority, with your resilience, with an open mind, with all of these retrogrades coming into alignment, working in harmony, working in integration, with making major decisions, spotlighting with clarity the completions that need to happen to make room for the new chapter that you're writing this new week or this week, how you lead is being truly seen in such a beautiful way. So, like I say, if that resonates, by all means, if this message resonates, like, share, subscribe, like, and hype so we can get this message out, lift each other up together as we rise and we walk forward to our new beginnings. Because, spoiler alert, on the 13th, we've got a Mercury cazimi, and two, on the 19th, Venus is also going to be moving into Virgo in our first house. And when she does, all the work that you've been doing with your transformations, with pouring your heart into your soul's calling, you are finally going to be at a place, Venus, I should say, is at a place where she is showing you to the world. So stay tuned for that reading as well. This is where now is the time with our spirit animal totems. Trust your intuition. Listen to the song of your soul. Trust where it's leading you, because you have a way of knowing. Your soul knows the way, and your heart will help you decide. Feel it real when it comes to your manifestations in the here and now. Emerge from the busy life and seek more solitude when needed, especially during this 9/9 portal, right? Recognize that you are unique and that you are loved, because love truly is not only the universe's language, it's our superpower when it comes to our manifestations, our connections, our life lessons, and our ascensions. And whatever you're working on, just know that you are not going through this alone, even if you might be in solitude, right? With the turtle, with the sea turtle, I should say, you are protected. You are a master of finding life's flow. Now is the time to be in harmony with the rhythm, and your path will unfold. Perseverance is needed, because with that, you will succeed. And most importantly, you have everything that you need to be protected and happy within you, from the divine, from your angels, in this family, the Honey Sea Star family, and in what you manifest with each and every action that you take towards your long-term goals. Now, before we go as well, I just want to also look at our major arcana here and what we pulled. I mean, look at this. This is your judgment this week in such a beautiful way. And with the key of C, this is gorgeous. This is where every frequency starts in so many gorgeous ways. It's where everything is harmonized, but it's where each step is whole, if that makes sense. And if that does, by all means, share your thoughts, put a heart in the comments below. But in the key of C, there are no sharps, there are no flats. Every note, every frequency, every vibration is holistically whole. That's why it's my favorite chord. But this is truly about your judgment call, your awakening, your renewal, and your rebirth. So if you do music improv during your meditations, practice and align with the key of C. And then also too, for color therapy, align with your root chakra, with that heart chakra as well, but with red, because that truly is leading you with that solid foundation. It allows you to truly be present, unshakable with who you are and why you're here, and align with your third eye, which is basically holding your vision for your future without attachment and giving it to the universe for safekeeping and for proper orchestration to bring in all that you desire with much more proficiency and many more blessings than the ego can ever construct. So I truly hope that this reading helps. I'm sending you guys so much love and light. Take care. Have a wonderful week. And I will see you in the next reading.